I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try it anyways because I have a lot to show and it would be easier to show it this way. So we can shake it up, right? I had to show you my Johnny jump ups. I accidentally knocked it off my plant that I have growing in the house and about a month ago, and it was only about this long. And now it's this long. I've just had it in a jar of water sitting on my kitchen window. You can eat them. We throw them in salad. I have a great big plant. We grow them all over the yard too. But anyways, I wanted to share that. Put it away. I'll be right back because I don't want to spill it. Okay. So we're going to kind of do, it's all one video, but we're going to kind of do this in two parts. So I'm going to do the normal Flosstube part in the front. And then at the end, I have a whole bunch of finishes. If you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw my photos of this. But I have a whole bunch of finish kit type things put together. And I thought I'd run through them with you guys since this is my first time finishing anything, to see what you guys thought about my ideas. And also to see if you guys would like me to do separate videos on each one of them. So, but we'll talk about that in the end in case you don't want to watch that. I really don't get that. A lot of people say that. Okay, well, I'm done with the cross stitching. I'm onto something. If you don't want to watch anymore, thanks for watching. And I think I watch for the people more as much as the subject. So it's like I can't imagine like turning it off. Anyways, let's do this. We're going to start with WIPS because they're taking up the most space on my table. I do not have a lot of works in progress right now because I'm trying to kind of wrap things up. I am really hoping that the fabric I ordered weeks ago on Etsy at least gets shipped eventually. I know it takes a while. She said it would take a while, but it's kind of coming. I just would like it by May because I have some big stitching projects I want to start in May and I'm waiting on that fabric. But I'm also trying to wrap up the pocket full of Posy stitch along stuff that I started for April, and I don't want to get a lot of things going. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I have 40 WIPs and all that. That's not me. I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. And if I put it away, I'll never pull it out again. So it's just pointless to me to have like a whole bunch. I like watching your guys' stuff. It just doesn't work for me. But so I have 2 works in progresses right now. The first one that I have is this one. And it is the ABC, Little Quicker ABC by Susan, I don't know, from Little Fat Quarter Shop. And I've showed this before. This is my thread a day, and I only put in 1 thread every morning with my coffee. And this is 16 days worth of threads. So it's coming along, and it's so cute. I think I'm off somewhere, but I'm just stitching along. I don't care. If I'm off, I'm off. I think I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna go and keep going around and around till I've finished it. And this has been a lot of fun. There's no pressure. It's just 1 thread and you're ready to go. I'm using 4000 DMC variegated espresso, and I'm gonna have to get another one because I've almost used mine up, and I don't know how to. I'm having trouble getting it, so I may have shot myself in the foot on that one. I may have to do the outside in a different color. Oh well, that'd be fun, right? But anyways, this is how far I have got on my 1 thread a day. I've been using the hashtag 1 thread a day. If anybody wants to jump in on it, it's not my hashtag. I found it on I found it a while back. But that's what I've been using. And I really like how it's turning out. It's so pretty. And this is just 18 count Ada I got from, I think, Michael's. something like that. But so that's the one of the two WIPs that I have going. The other one is probably my favorite project to date. I am having so much fun stitching this. Well, I didn't have fun stitching the grass because I am not a full coverage stitcher. I have learned. I like to do detail and count. Weird. But anyways, I took it off my stand so I could put it underneath the camera here. This is my Sheep and Daisies. Again, I don't know what the name of it is. I just call it Sheep and Daisies. But I am having the best fun with this. I know it's going to be hard because I think I have my autofocus on, or my lock on. But as you can see, it's all fuzzy, and I don't know what happened here. Oh, it's got the thread in there. I'm like, I don't know what happened here, but it's the thread, or not thread, grass. He's holding a daisy in his mouth. But all of this is done in French knots, and I wish you guys could pet it. My son and my husband walk by and pet it all the time. Because it's so fuzzy, and it's just like, if you've never touched a sheep or a lamb, you won't have a blithering clue of what I'm talking about. But if you have, they're very dense. They're squishy, but they're very dense. And so I'm just kind of tickled that it came out. It came out just as I hoped it would. And I'm having just so much fun with it. I did this on an 18 count I got from, I think it's called Barnwood. I got it from 123 Stitch. It's really hard to stitch on for me. It's really, really stretchy. And as you can tell, I'm kind of manhandling it at this point because it's really, really stretchy. And the holes are non-existent. And it's just, I think I'm going to have to stick with 16 or 14 on dyed fabric because it requires me to put my magnifiers on, and I don't like to stitch with those. So, but anyways, I'm thrilled of how this is coming out. I've had to change some of the parts of it because I did it on an 18 count. They just don't fit. So like his blanket was supposed to have 2 more flowers in it. They won't fit. There's supposed to be tassel stitches at the bottom of his little blanket. They won't fit either. And then there's a bouquet of flowers that goes up here, and I suspect with the stitches that are required for it, not all of that's going to fit either. So I may have to make them differently. So I'm just going to go on the hunt for some embroidery flower stitches, and I will probably mix those in with the Lazy Daisy stitches and the French knots. But I love this so much. I have decided that my signature, if you will be something on every project has to be 3D. Because I just love it. I love the texture and the idea of it. And so what I have left is the 2 birds, and then I have the 2 daisies and a few lazy daisies and grass that go in the bottom. I'm going to try to find a different stitch to do the center of the daisies. And then there's a whole bunch of little French knots. Well, they're supposed to be crosses, but I'm going to use French knots around them like speckles. And I'm very excited. I have loved every minute of this stitch, and I am definitely doing more of it, this type of thing. I really like to add the 3D and the texture. I know a lot of people are don't mix, you're either cross stitching or you're embroidering. I always find that funny because it used to be called embroidery, but anyways, that's okay. I'm not that person. I stitch for fun, and I thought anyways, you do you, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do 3D. Hey, look, I'm a poet. I didn't know it. But anyway, so I have my pattern going here. I had to blow it up ginormous because, yeah, I'm blind. I'm not blind. Little things. I need it. Anyway. Okay, so that was my 2 works in progress. That's pretty much all I've been working on. I do have one more that I should be working on, but I keep shoving it down the road. I'll get back to it. I want to do it. It's really hard to stitch for me because it's so shrunk. But anyways, all right, what do we got left? We have got, what what should I do? Let's do the haul because that gets another great big one out of the way. All right, so I ordered a couple of charts off of Etsy. This one is actually, I'm in progress of getting, but I'm going to share it today because I want the PDF and not the paper, and you know how you do the thing. But this is so cute, and I bought it specifically for this section right here. And I'll put a better photo up here. But there's a mouse that's stitching a cross stitch, and I want to stitch that and then use it as my profile photo because it's so cute. You know, mouse potato designs that I'm stitching. So that's what I want. I bought it just for that. But I just think this chart, I love this. I don't know what kind of style this is, but this is my second one that I've purchased like this. And again, I'm waiting on fabric to even start the other one. And hopefully some of the fabric that I ordered will work with this one. So I don't have a lot of details on this one. I'll do more when I get that. But this is the link to it. And again, everything will be linked down below. But I love this kind of style. I don't know what this is. I mean, it's cutesy, but it's like she has sewn cross-stitch buttons in those, and I see like having real buttons, and there's little pins that I just think this is adorable, and I love this. And like I said, this is my second one, so I can't wait to stitch it. And again, the mice, that it speaks to me. So that was the first pattern that I ordered, and then these I just put this so I wouldn't forget them. I'll put them up here. But these were an impulse purchase at 3 a.m. And yeah, they're ginormously huge, and Kim informed me that they are not full coverage, and shut up, they're as close as I'm getting. I mean, I'm missing like 3 threads every once in a while. I'm counting it. No, I know. But again, I'll put them up there. My favorite is this one, the flowers. Flower one, I love that. But I love the geometric Quaker style of these, and I was like, I'm going to do all 6 of them, and they're going to go on this weird wall behind my pellet stove, and I'll have them done in no time. And then I didn't read anything on them. I saw $2.50, and I bought. I got to reading them. They're huge. I mean, literally like in the 20s and 30 inches wide, huge. All right. Go me. But someday, I think I'm going to do these in some kind of beautiful variegated, because if I do something that big, I want good stuff, and I want it to be gorgeous. And but so these are the ones that I bought. I don't think they have names or anything like that. I'll link the shops and stuff down below. But yeah, that was my other purchase. And then I got some goodies. This one is the one I want to show from Walmart. This is, I get a lot of questions about what box fits, hold on, the envelopes that I bought on Amazon, what box I was using. And it is the Better Homes and Gardens half-size storage bin fabric. I have 2 tan and 1 gray because that's all they had, and I don't care. They are 12 3/4 of an inch by 15 inch by 6 inches. And again, I get them on Walmart. I will direct link to Walmart, the 2 colors that I get of this. But I like them because they hold perfectly my threads. Ooh, that's hooked to something. My pockets, and then they've got handles, and so I can move them around, and they look nice sitting on my shelf. So that is I wanted to show that before I busted it open and put my stuff away. Okay, other purchases. The other purchase I got was this one. I have been trying to get this since I started cross stitching. Like the week that I started cross stitching, I knew I needed one of these, because I went looking for threads and I went looking for fabric, and I realized I don't know enough to buy this stuff online. Unfortunately, that's how I pretty much have to shop, unless it's basic supplies from Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And so a lot of the hand-dyed fabrics and stuff were like, this matches DMC color 12. And I'm like, crap, you know? And I've been ordering, and I try to check 2 or 3 monitors to make sure that the color on all of them is what I want. But then I get them and they're like, I didn't know I ordered that. So this is hopefully going to help with this. Like I said, this took me a couple of months to finally get. They are out of stock as far as I can find, just about everywhere. I got this on Amazon. I will link it down below. It is also in my Amazon shop, but it will show probably unavailable. It doesn't matter. If you can add it to your cart or whatever, whatever will notify you, add it. Because as soon as it comes up for sale, you need to click purchase and buy it, because it'll be right back out of stock. Carolyn from Off the Grid Needleworks, I believe, left a message on my Instagram on this, that she is going to be getting these charts and selling them on her evertote.com website. If that happens, I will let you guys know, because I would have bought mine through her for sure. But anyways, I don't know what she will charge or anything like that. But I paid $42. It was worth every penny of it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I get it. It's not cheap, but I think I will use this for a million different ways for years. But the reason it's so expensive is this is the one, I don't know if you can tell. It is the one that has the actual threads in it. I could have got the one, there's a piece of tape right there that just bugs the crap out of me, but I'm scared to pull it off. But I didn't want to get the one that was printed, because the colors are never exactly the same. And I figured this way you're using the actual floss that is in it. And somebody asked me, how close is it? And so I figured I would pull out a couple to see if they were actually real. So let's do a couple of colors. Okay, so this one is 522, and here is 522, and the color is exactly, it's exactly alike. The next one I have is, I've tried to pick completely different. 741 oranges. Look at, right? And then here's 741, and here's 741. Again, identical. Last one that I grabbed was a 959, and it is located right here. And again, identical. So, in case you were wondering if they used a different type of floss or something, which I don't know why they would, but you know. I want to hang it on my wall, but I don't want it to fade, so I won't leave it on my wall. So I just have a really pretty stand. I'm such a dork that I put it in. But it has, I believe these are all the basic colors. Standard colors, whatever. Current, I don't know. Somebody asked if it was the current one, and I don't know, and I don't care, but I don't know that for sure either. So I'll see if there's a date. What I really liked is it explained the different kinds of flosses and strands and that kind of stuff, and I don't know why there aren't examples here. I don't know if that was a whoops or not. I don't really care. But that was interesting to me. And then it has some of the specialty flosses. Now, it doesn't have any of the limited edition or sets. These I think are stock, because the one that I use for my thread a day is not in here. But so it has the standard, I guess, variegated, the metallics, and I don't know what these are called, just the neons, a different kind of variegated. I don't know the names of them. It probably says somewhere. Yeah, I don't know the names, but anyways, that is, that's the specialty ones. And then it explains it all, but let's see here. I don't see anything that says like a date, or I mean, it has the original 1898 was when they started numbering. That's a long time ago, you guys. That's a long time ago. Anyways, I'll put all the information I know about this down below. If you're new to cross stitching, if you're old to cross stitching, but if you're new to cross stitching, I recommend this like nobody's business. Love. Okay, last purchase that I got was I ordered because I got sucked in, and I ordered a set of the Sulky 12 weight. This is, I don't know what the Porch Welcomes collection. Okay. Sorry, she just said, email me, we'll hook you up with that chart. And I went, okay. This is the Porch Red Rosewood Manor Porch Welcomes collection. And I thought I'd get the most use out of this in case I didn't like it. But these are nice. I really, really like the colors. I really want the blendables, but I only ordered one to see if I'd like them. And I don't know anything about them. I don't see them mentioned very often, so I don't know if it's because maybe they're cost or something. I don't know. I didn't price compare or anything. I do think this is cool. I think these are the ones that pop up. Okay, how do you pop them? I thought they were pop-holes. Oh, yeah, it pops up. Anyways, they pop up and you lock the thread in the top. But yeah, I just really thought these colors were beautiful, and if nothing else, I could use them for my embroidery. But they're in my shop if you want the link to them, but everybody probably knows about Sulkies. But yeah, so I'm going to give those a try and see how they work. Supposedly they are 2 strands of DMC floss worth. I don't know about that. They look a little thinner than that, but what do I know? All right, so that was my haul goodies. Not too bad this week. Hopefully next week I get to show you my fabric. Please. All right, and then let's do... I've been playing with dyes because this is going to be a long video. I hope you guys are buckling up. Coffee, tea, food, lunch. But I just took some scraps of flour sack cotton towels that I get from Sam's Club and stuff because we use them for our everything towels. And they're pure white, so I figured that would be a good way to test colors. And again, I didn't measure. I'm just playing. I'm not planning on getting into dyeing or anything like that. I would rather pay somebody else to do it than do it myself. But it's kind of fun to do, like, if I want to do a matching ribbon or whatever. So this is, if you ever go looking for seam binding, the really pretty fragile seam binding, this is what I've had this for 100 years. This is eggshell. I got it on eBay, or probably eBay, but you can get it just about anywhere. But it's the really thin silky kind, and it dyes really nice. And I did this one in the pearl gray, and I think it turned out pretty. I don't know why I did such a ginormous piece of it, but that's how that worked out. And then I bought some new colors. I haven't tried my pinks yet, but I bought aquamarine and teal. And so I thought I would play with those. And so this is the aquamarine. No, teal, my bad, teal. And then this is the aquamarine. And I kind of just dyed it, scrunched it up, and then threw it on top of the pellet stove in a metal pan so it could just dry. And then I rinsed it. After it had dried, I then rinsed it so that, anyways, I don't know. I didn't follow the directions. I'm a rule breaker. But I think it's really, really pretty. And these two I want to use on some of my finishing that I'll show at the end. And so I thought that turned out really pretty. And I'm going to flip this over so we can start with the ones you've seen. This, again, is the teal. And all that I did is I put it in for about 30 minutes in this jar that I kind of went blurp and poured it into hot water. And that's what I did. There's all kinds of rules, I'm sure. And one of them said salt, and I don't know. There's rules. So don't use my dyeing technique as the way you should do it. But anyways, I dunked it into the water for about 30 minutes, and then in a metal pie pan type thing, I put just a drop of the straight dye. I had crumpled it all up, and I just set it into that dye so that it would only dye in particular places. And then while it was still in a ball, I set it on the pellet stove and let it dry. You could probably put it in the oven. I just have the pellet stove running because it's snowing. Thanks, Kim. She sent me snow, and I'm unappreciative. But anyways, this is how the teal one turned out. And I don't know. Let me see. Might show up better on a white background. But it's really pretty. And I think the modeling came out good. So, yeah. I then sprayed it with Best Press, I think it's called, and ironed it, and none of the color came out. So I have to think it's stuck there. So after it dried, I went and rinsed it really, really good. Like rinsed it until there was no color coming out of it. And then I dried it again in front of a fan, and then I ironed it. So that's my process. Take from it what you want. Okay, this is the aquamarine, and my birthstone is aquamarine, and I don't think that looks anything like it, but whoo, it's gonna be bright. The pictures, I'll insert pictures so that you can kind of see the actual colors of them. But same process, and then I just dried it, and I think it turned out really pretty. Yeah, and that's the same as the seam binding that I did. And then I bought tan, which I used probably less than half a teaspoon in a quart jar, half-gallon jar, and it's dark. So you'd have to use like a driplet. But mostly I wanted to see what it looked like if I just dunked. Okay, so I'm gonna put, this is the original. All I did in that jar was I dunked it all the way in, brought it out, wrung it out, and that's it. And that's what color it came out. And so, and it's still really, really darker than I thought it would be. I love the color though, but it's darker than I thought it would be. So that's the first version of it. And then I wanted to play, because that's what we do. And so I dunked this one in, same dye batch, for 30 minutes. And then I didn't like swirl it around or anything. I took a chopstick and I just shoved it in, so it did its own thing, and this is how it turned out. And then I put also a droplet again in the tray and bunched it up, and so you get a little bit darker thing. But this is 30 minutes in the dye, and then I let it air dry. And then this one is dunked for about 5 minutes, and then I put into a bigger splop of the dye in the pie pan. And this is super cool. I love how it turned out. I'm gonna try to replicate this on Ada so that I can stitch something on it, because this is, If you're doing embroidery, this works okay, but I am not a linen cross stitcher. It's just, yeah, nightmare. But it's nice to embroider on, so I'll have to do maybe something on that. So that is that. And weirdly, I didn't dye any of this in that. So I don't know what I was thinking there. But so I just wanted to show you my dye play. Do you dye for fun? What have you done? I have a couple of pinks I'm still gonna do, and see how they turn out. And I thought it would be fun to be able to buy, because depending on where you buy them, a lot of times like white trim is cheaper than colored trim, and so it's really easy to dye to match your stuff. So I wanted to share that. Yeah, this is going to be a long one because we're 30 minutes in already. But I figure you'll watch what you want to watch and you won't what you won't. And I don't know. I might put the finishing stuff in a part 2. We'll see how this goes and just upload them both today. That way, whatever. We'll see. Okay, next thing that I have, I don't have set. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just wait on that because I don't have all the parts to it, so I won't bother sharing that. Okay. I am keeping up with my journal, and so I've been writing in there. People wanted to see this, so that's why I'm showing it. Basically, I just jot a quick note in my calendar part, and then I put a dot by the date that shows that I have a page with more detail on it. And so then I print out a picture of whatever it is, write a bit about it so I remember what I've done. Like here's floss tube number 4. I need to write floss tube number 5 there. But it's like when I received certain things or when I finish things, I want to give away on Off the Grid Needle Arts for some flosses. And so I wanted to remember that. And so I wrote about it there. And then that should say 6 because I was off a week. And this shows some more finishes that I had and purchases that I made. And then we're into today. And so that's I've been keeping up with it. I've been keeping up. Well, what I do is when I sit down to do my floss tube setup stuff, I just fill it all in there, print my photos, and then I'm up to date. And I take my information off of Etsy or Facebook so I remember what I did and stuff. And this is a Katie Daisy planner from Amazon. All right. Weird stuff. You ready? Hold on, I gotta unbury it. I have a Q-snap. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the stool because it's squeaking. All right, so I bought 2 Q-snaps. I have the bigger one too, but I'm just dug out this one to keep it on the video. And they come with, hang on. They come with these. Okay, and you know how this works. You put your fabric over it and you snap it on, right? I don't know what the replacement cost is on these, but you can get replacements for these, but they're more, but they're not cheap, okay? Because they're brand name, so they're, you know, that kind of thing. I wanted to use these. Hold on. On my homemade scroll frames that my husband bought because I like them better than the ones that I purchased. So here's the difference. Okay, so a Q-snap looks like this, all right? What I found online was these garden snap clamps. But here's why I like these better. Now, I don't know if these fit on my, yeah, they fit on the Q-snap. What I like about these is, I don't know if you can see. They're smaller, so I wouldn't use them on these. I'd buy Q-snaps. Well, maybe not, I'm cheap. But the Q-snaps go around like that. And then they're really, really hard to get off, right? The garden snaps have gripper hole, like where you can grip it. And so when you get it on there, now again, these are bigger than this pipe. Although when you put your fabric on there, it's, if you don't, if you're using like a stiff Aida, they'd work on your Q-snaps. But I didn't buy them for my Q-snaps. But this way you can grip from both sides. I don't know how to explain it. And it gives you a little pry bar. So I don't know if my 1/2 inch, nope, 1/2 inch just won't work. But they come in several different sizes. This is the 3/4, this is the 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch one I use to, okay, that's the Q-snap one. I'm explaining this really well. This is the one, the scroll frame that I bought. It came with my stand. On it is this groove that you're supposed to tuck your fabric in, and you have these that you're supposed to catch your fabric with, and then it hooks it on. I hate these with a passion. If you're using a stiffer fabric or whatever, it's awful to get it in there. It leaves a really deep increase in it, and they're not convenient. They also don't go very far around. So if you have a lot of fabric to put in there, forget it. It's not going to happen. So what I found was the 1/2 inch green ones. They come in white, but I'm using these actually in my garden. Work perfect on these smaller dowels, which you can buy if you make your own scroll frame. And it spins a little bit, but once you put fabric under there, it works great. And best of all, again, they have the two side, I'm doing it far away from me, the two side little handles so that you can push it and it comes right off. So these are garbage. But this is the purchased frame that I have, and they fit. I use the small. I don't have white. I don't have white ones yet. I don't care what color they are. But like I said, I use these outside in my garden. But they work with the store-bought scroll frames that have a 1/2 inch dowel. Okay. But for the ones that my husband made, I wanted to have bigger dowels than these little tiny, these are smaller. I wanted bigger ones so the fabric would roll around it wider. And these 1/2 inch three-quarter ones work perfect. I've been using them on this. I need to have him cut me some so that I can actually fit it all the way across the bar, because 3 doesn't exactly fit for me, but they fit on my really, really long one that he built me. And see, look, isn't it cool? Anyways, they work great on 3/4 inch dowels, and I just absolutely love them. I have them tucked into here. Now when you roll them over the thing, you will probably get a crease from this because you rolled it over the top, but you iron everything anyways, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll let you know how it turns out rolled up. But I've been pulling and stitching because when you do the French knots, the fabric goes woo, way up and down, and they have held wonderfully. And so if you're looking for replacements for your scroll bars, I would highly recommend looking into these. Again, the smaller, they all come in white. I have the green for my garden, but if you're looking for these, I would check into these. And I don't know if you put a piece of fabric under, hold please. Here, we'll just use some of this. Now it's thin linen, so we'll go and we'll just double it and wrap it on there and see. Yeah, see, it would be too loose for using with the Q-snaps, unless you're using a thicker fabric over here. But I didn't buy them to use them with my Q-snaps, because the Q-snaps work best with ones that are the right length, and this is the length they come in. But anyways, I wanted to share that in case you were looking for an alternative. I see a lot of people that are talking about stitching their stuff onto the scroll frame. I don't know anything about that. I've seen Velcro, I've seen glue, I've seen tape, and this is what I'm doing, right or wrong, that's what I'm doing. But they work with these dowels, and I think my husband just picked them up at Home Depot or Lowe's. So it's an average standard dowel. And I'll put all the information down below about the size of the dowel and these. And again, these are linked in my Amazon shop, so you can find them there if you're interested. I have several different links in there, and these are also under my gardening stuff. So, but anyways, I wanted to share that. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Oh my gosh, so much stuff everywhere. Yeah, I use them to build the greenhouse in the garden. So, all right, last thing. Wait, I'm missing a paper. Oh, here it is. I wanted to share a couple of freebies that I found. This one is from retell on canablog.com. It's either Italian or French, but it is this cute little stacked sheep with Liberty, you know, it's 4th of July themed, if you will, or Patriot themed, and you can get a color or a black and white chart. It's a freebie. It will be linked down below. I saw this one. This is another Italian. Go Italians. They are so creative. But this is supposed to be like a little bookmark or whatever. But what I want to do is I want to just do the top as a little ornament or something. Again, this is another free chart below, and it's just, I love all the little polka dots and stuff. And then the last one I found was from the Snowflower Diaries. I will be there, and it's just whisper my name in your heart and I will be there. And I want to finish it just like that. Again, free charts. If you're screenshotting them, you're stupid, because this is all linked down below. But this is what the charts look like for them. And again, they are free. So I will direct link down below. Facebook.com/mousepotato designs is where I have been saving all of my free links that I find. You do not have to have a Facebook page in order to view a Facebook page. You can just ignore the login information and still view posts and that kind of stuff. So Mouse Potato Designs, the actual page is where I save all of my freebies and must-have purchase finds and stuff like that, because freebies are awesome. I mean, I've obviously purchased charts, but if you're new and you're trying to get started and you just want to do some little things or whatever, they're a great way to use your stash up, and they're free and they're gorgeous. There's a fox one on there that you guys have to see. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bust this into 2 parts since we're already at 43 minutes. So I'm going to come back today with a second video that is all about how I want to finish my finishes, and what I did is, again, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you kind of have a general gist of this. But what I did is I went through and I dug out all my finishes. And I put together stuff I thought would be cute with that finish. And now I'm kind of seeking ideas on how to finish it. Or this is the first time I've finished anything. And so it's not a matter that I'm scared of screwing it up. I just need to have a little support shoving me over the get started line. And so I wanted to share my plans and also talk about whether you guys would like to see me putting these together as I do it. And then, like I said, I have a lot of finishes already kitted up that I want to share and talk about. So I think I'm going to put that in a different video because it's already been 45 minutes and you guys only watched the first 15 anyways. So, so I'm going to leave it there. Wait, we'll leave it there with my curly sheep. Pop over to Instagram and see my curls up close. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you don't mind this setup for a little while. It won't always be this way. I'll probably bounce back and forth, but I just thought this was the easiest way to show it because it's just a lot of detailed stuff and I didn't want to hold it up. Plus, I'm still in my pajamas, TMI, and I didn't have to get dressed for it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As always, I appreciate you so much. If you're new and you made it this far, bless your soul. I hope you got something stitched. Hit the subscribe and the like if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. But I do hope I'll see you in the next video or on Instagram or Facebook. Wherever you are, let me know. We'll hook up. Ooh, that used to be different. Anyways, I will see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.